Okay, Jody, how do I set myself free? Well, I kind of know I'm on a spiritual path. Yeah, I am on a healing path, a self-healing path. Yes, Jody, I do meditate sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. And yes, I've experienced some kind of expansion in my consciousness through the practice of meditation. And I do a bit of yoga here and there, and I dance a little bit here and there. Try Qigong and Tai Chi, and they're amazing. And I don't know how to fit all these things into the day, as well as having a relationship and doing my work and being a parent and whatever else comes down the wazoo, right? And yes, it's true. It can be testing at times. And you know the old Chinese proverb, oh, he has spiritual problems, or she has spiritual problems. Good, great. Opportunity for growth. Opportunity for spiritual growth, my friends. And yes, indeed, these challenges are opportunities, always, for growth, for more expansion, more alignment, more letting go. And freedom is a big opportunity to let go. If you know you want freedom, then you know you have to untether yourself. And that is that simple, really, because you're like, oh, well, literally, the image I'm getting is like, oh, I'm going over here for freedom. Like I'm going to be this bird. Whoops. I'm tethered. Oh, gosh. Ooh. Oh, right. Okay. How do I untether myself? How do I unchain myself? Non-attachment, my friends. Relinquishing our identification, my friends. This is an absolute requirement for freedom, for inner freedom. And inner freedom does tend to beget outer freedom. Sometimes the lack of outer freedom begets a journey towards inner freedom, like the guy who became enlightened inside a prison cell because there was nowhere to go and nowhere to hide, and it was like being a Zen monk in his chamber cell in a monastery, a Zen monastery, staring at the wall. Eventually something goes poof, and a huge awakening happens as the person realizes that they are not confined to the body, the mind, and the personality. That in fact they are all things at all times. This, my dear friends, is the ultimate freedom. This is the true liberation. To dissolve the attachment, the identification with the self, the inner idea of, oh, me, personality, oh, me, and experience who you truly are, to know who you truly are. That is huge. That is the most sublime realization, the most magnificent gift that we can receive. So, yes, outer freedom, yes, absolutely. Rights, human rights, yes, please, more of that. We want to co-create the structures, the codes for freedom of all human beings and all animals ultimately on this planet, so that we are living in a sovereign self, that we are respectful of all things, that we are respected. All of those things super, 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 super important, as well as the inner freedom. Okay, the inner knowing, the inner expansion and spaciousness. That is your birthright. It is your birthright to know inner freedom. And just as The thing that you don't have is the thing that you most want, like the sick person lying in bed. The thing that they most want out of everything is wellness, is well-being. All right, nothing is more important at that point than becoming well. And the same with the identified attached person who is in suffering. Nothing is more important than freedom, inner freedom, freedom from suffering. And so what can happen is we go through a lot of suffering that really is the straw that breaks the camel's back, the deepest misery, the abyss, the dark night of the soul. That is like the sickness that we're in bed and we get to a point that we are ready to do whatever it takes, to go wherever we need to go within, to stop the pain, to stop the craziness, to really look and see what is true. And poof, it can happen in an instant. It can happen in a split second, in a moment, asking, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Yes, my friends, indeed, my dear ones, this is the case. This is the crazy case. And this is what I love most to talk about. It could all happen for you right now, right here, right now, if you are courageous and bold and brave enough to really, really look and see for yourself, and really, really check out reality for yourself. What is true? That can be the single most important question of your whole life.